Welcome back to My Cup of TV with Jenny.
JD
And Mary. Possibly staying.
Yeah.
No. So, Vampire Diaries, Season 4, Episode 15, Stand By Me. I've got a song in my head. Is that Oasis?
Oh.
JD doesn't want to talk. She wants to see what's
I
going
need
on
to
with
know
Jeremy.
what's happening with Jeremy. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm traumatised right now. I was traumatised when he got hit by the car. Well, he didn't. Alaric pushed him out the way, and Alaric got hit. And
Yeah.
no, it's not good. We need to find out what's happened.
Okay.
Yes.
I love that Jeremy made a comment before about Mystic Falls and how none of us are going to make it out of this town alive. It comes when you leave the town.
That's true. In fairness, yeah.
Okay, so please remember to like, comment and subscribe. In the comments, how did you feel with this episode? And Patreon full-length reactions.
What are you laughing about? You know something's coming.
And much further ahead.
Such a bitch.
And
yeah, you never ask how at the beginning. How did you feel about this episode? Something's coming. Something's awful. What's happening? Doomsday.
On YouTube, if you remember, you can be 2 episodes ahead.
Don't leave me, Mary. I'm going to need you as my emotional security blanket.
It's fine. You'll be okay. You're right. I'll bring you back.
Jeremy was one of the 5. He's supernatural. The ring won't work anymore.
I was trying to clean the burn mark.
Oh, God. How do you just walk from the car to the house with that? What do the neighbours think?
There's always weird shit going on at the Gilbert house.
I'm fine. I'm just gonna sit here and wait with him until he wakes up.
Oh, she in denial. I wonder if he's told
Let
her
me know
yet.
if you hear anything.
Unless you're a blonde, Bennett witch, or a doppelganger, suggest you steer clear.
The other hunter, where did he go? Or Silas. I don't know if that dude's come out of that cave yet.
Yes, someone. Catherine. She killed Jeremy. What's now with the fake sad face?
I didn't say I was going to miss him, but I'm not heartless. He was Elena's only family.
Yeah, Rebecca showing her first fault was of empathy, right? Of someone she doesn't even like.
Yeah. Well, Shady Pants couldn't have got her out of that cave, surely, because he had a broken leg. That's the hunter.
And she
got
was
her out.
stabbed. So
Yeah.
I doubt Catherine
Don't touch it.
helped her before she left.
Being an actual witch, I can't guarantee much.
His
How are you healed?
It was Silas. He helped me. Jeremy's dead.
Yeah, something to use to manipulate her now.
Yeah, in the hope that Silas
Yeah.
can bring him back.
She feels grief more powerfully than anyone else. I think her denial is the one thing protecting her from letting it all in. Not until we get Damon over here to,
Use a sire bond to convince her that everything's okay.
But again, now you want to use the sire bond. Like, you were so against it before.
I know that he was supernatural. But did you see? His tattoo's gone. Maybe it being gone means that he fulfilled a supernatural destiny, and maybe he's back to normal.
Fairness, no one
It's
knows.
Yeah, and that's not
possible.
completely irrational.
It's hope, and I'm gonna hold on to that hope.
Uncharted
With everything
territory.
that I've got, because
I will call Matt, and then I will go tell my mom, and then I will make a list or a casserole or I don't know, whatever people are supposed to do.
What's that smell?
he's starting to decompose.
Damn.
It looks like Jeremy died of extreme blood loss. His neck also appears to be broken.
Stop, okay? Just stop. He's not dead.
We have to find Bonnie. Bonnie can fix it. Somebody just get me Bonnie!
Elena.
Oh, poor Matt.
It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Bonnie will be here soon. And she'll fix everything and it'll be all fine. Everything's gonna be fine. We lost Bonnie on the island. Damon stayed back to try and find her.
Doesn't he hate her?
He doesn't hate her. I think he actually kind of loves her.
I'd actually agree with that though, Damon and Bonnie.
I want you to go, Simone.
I can't leave Jeremy.
Elena. Stefan can stay here with him. Please.
Definitely feel though that sometimes Matt can get through to her in a way other people can't.
Can't kill him, but that doesn't mean we can't tear him apart, piece by piece, until the pain is so severe that your brain shuts it off. And then we'll heal you, and do it again, and again, and again.
You are creepy.
Thank you.
I'm gonna find Bonnie.
I've got to lead on the cure, Damon. I'm going to find it.
You might think I'm afraid to go back, but I'm not. Because I know what she needs. She needs me to bring our best friend home.
I also feel like Damon always needs to be on a mission. He can't sit and...
I don't... You've had 36 people killed.
24 people killed. 12 humans of the young firm, 12 hybrids. You and I are going to complete the triangle. There needs to be another massacre, but it's okay. They're going to come back. It's worth it.
I'm not helping you kill 12 people.
But if he's immortal,
One thing in that conversation, it's when she says, you've had 36 people killed. He said, no, I've had 24 people killed. As if she's going to go, oh, okay.
oh, well, that's okay then.
It's alright.
Yeah.
So have we paused? I agree that I think Damon does kind of love Bonnie. But he'd never admit that.
Mm.
And I think that he's right in the respect that Elena needs Bonnie. If anyone can fix this, it's Bonnie. And that, as I said, I think he's someone who he can't do any sitting around and waiting. It's like I have to be doing, which is why he's like, I need to find Bonnie.
Some people really struggle to just be there.
Yeah.
And it is hard. But yeah.
Because in a way, Caroline does as well. And that's why she's like, I'll make a list and I'll make a casserole. And she can't just sit and be. Yeah. Ugh, this is a heavy one. I always break at Matt.
That's so horrible. Because he's a bit like Elena, where he's lost another person.
And they've obviously come a lot closer in the last this season, you know.
Yeah.
He helped train him. And
really clinging to a hope that something's gonna happen, but I don't know. I can't see it.
Bonnie.
Jeremy,
It hurts.
Jeremy, I can help you. I'll help you. I can help you.
Oh no, that's mean. That manipulation.
I can't just leave her behind. I can't show up without Bonnie.
I think you have to. At this point, the sire bond is probably the only thing that's going to keep Elena together. I can go back to find Bonnie.
Yeah, they can swap.
but again, like I said, now he wants to use the sire bond. It's been so against...
I think in times of an extreme, he's doing it because he sees her in extreme pain.
Yeah, I get why he's doing it, but I'm like, what if you had been able to get rid of it like you wanted?
Yeah, you're right. But it is where they find themselves, and he's going to use whatever he can.
It is a bit like, do you remember back when Bonnie said to give Caroline blood? And it was like, you can't be so anti-vampire but then want to use the perks. It's like the same now with Stefan
for sure.
and the sire bond.
But as you said, the hypocrisy comes in when your loved ones are suddenly in trouble.
We would all do the same. If we could help someone's grief, we'd do it.
I could actually hug you right now.
Oh,
Where have you been?
I know how to bring Jeremy back.
After they found Vic's body, I remember thinking that things didn't feel over. You know, there was no possible way that she could be gone forever. And she wasn't. Sometimes not being willing to accept that someone's gone is because maybe they're not. At least not completely.
to be fair, when you're Matt and you can be like, I've spoken to my sister's ghost, like, they're there somewhere.
I mean, look at all the supernatural.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
It's called an expression triangle. I need to complete it for science.
The night professor's got her totally brainwashed.
Bonnie, you can't kill 12 people.
The myth about Silas being able to raise the dead is not just one or some. It's every supernatural being over there. Your Grams, Jeremy, they'll all be back.
But so will Michael and the original's witch mum. And
You will do this.
Surely you think supernatural creatures would then outnumber humans.
Hello? Elena? It's April. Young. I was looking for Jeremy.
Jeremy can't come to the phone right now. I'm sorry. He's dead.
She doesn't want them to raise all those people.
It's not even the raising, it's the killing of 12 as well.
Yeah, that's true. But isn't it nice to think that he's on a side with Grams and maybe Lexi and...
Vicky.
Yeah.
Anna.
Yeah.
Alaric.
David, he's dead and he's been dead this entire time and I... Got it.
What are you doing?
We need a cover story, right? We burned the house down with him inside of it.
Elena, stop
Jesus.
Why? Elena, stop it! You're scaring me! What else are we supposed to do with the body, Caroline?
it. Elena, stop.
There's nothing here for me anymore, Stefan. Everyone is dead. So what am I supposed... I mean, how am I gonna... I can't even... There's nothing left for me. Ah! I can't. No. It hurts. Just make it stop.
She can switch it
Make
off.
it stop. It hurts.
Turn it off. It's what I want you to do.
Pause for a minute.
Whoa.
She gets me every time. She does that scene so well.
Really good scene. Really good acting. From everybody. Because they're trying to hold it together, but yet they're terrified. And yeah, she was just spiralling.
Yeah.
You know?
To watch that descent.
Absolutely. And I felt so bad because I was like, in a way, it's almost like let her let some of it out because it's trapped energy kind of thing. But on the other hand, I was like, she's pouring petrol all over her house.
Yeah.
You know, that's not going to be easy to clean up. But bless her, that's awful.
What I think is amazing with that scene as well is when you've got to deliver lines that are supposed to feel natural. In that moment, when she is just like stumbling over her words and everything, you wonder how much of that is scripted.
Yeah.
And how much of that is just, you need to get these things in, but like then just go with it, because it felt like it was a natural, like I'm saying all these things and now I don't even know what I'm saying or what I'm going to say, or, you know.
Yeah. It depends. I don't know how much the directors allowed the actors to sort of ad-lib and improv within the realms of what the structure of what they needed from that scene.
Again, it's one of those, if it's improv, it's bloody good. If it's scripted, she delivered it. Like,
you can have kind of a halfway between, where there's certain things that you need to achieve from the scene and certain key points that you need to have.
And you need to say these things.
How you get there, sometimes they allow the actors that freedom to see where it goes. So it depends. I don't know what the directors did for this.
And like I say, the others just kind of hovering, not really knowing what to do.
Yeah. But I think that's good, because I don't think you would naturally try and shut down that person's outburst at first, because there can be something therapeutic in that, of letting them get it out, until it got to a point where you could see it was like spiraling to self-destruction and it, you know, then it was like, okay, we need to help her because she's just flailing and struggling.
And once she was on the floor, she was clearly asking for help.
You're right. At that point, she was ready to sort of give into it, as it were.
And I think when she's been in denial this whole time,
it was so sad.
You know, that outburst had to happen.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Yeah.
I mean, there is still a possibility. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't quite see it. I don't know what it is. But we're introduced here to a world of supernatural, so who knows? But I do think that in the meantime, his body needs to be preserved somewhere, or put somewhere that has the right conditions to look after him as much as is possible.
And I also like that as a vampire, this is her first loss.
Her direct family.
So to see her descend, but then to bring in all the others, You know, like now
it.
she's a vampire and everything's heightened.
It's
all of that is
coming
really
out.
hitting
Yeah,
her.
it's coming out. Yeah, layers upon layers. It's really sad. It was a very good scene from all of them there.
Yeah.
And I don't blame Damon for, because that's what I said. I was like, she
Yeah.
could switch it off, because you can always switch it back on. I know for Stefan, he's seen how hard it is, but that may not be the case for everyone. But it's like, even if we switch it off for now, you can always switch it back on. You can fight to switch it back on later. So it's not like it's not like a no way return. You know, no way back.
No, but look at the lengths they had to go to try and get Stefan
Yeah,
to turn it
but
back on.
but it's different for everyone. So who
Yeah.
knows? And I just think in that moment, was there any option, kind of thing, like to try and help her. So, I don't know. Let's see why they did it. I'm interested to see who she is without that. You know, on the other side,
Yeah.
it doesn't automatically mean she's going to be a ripper or anything.
Yeah.
It, you know, I don't know, but I'm intrigued to see.
It's gonna be okay, Matt. You'll see. I'll bring him back.
I also feel like Matt even doesn't want to even have any hope for Vicky or Jeremy, because the pain of losing the hope is just another pain.
Yeah,
isn't
you
it?
just don't want to go there again. But also, I think they're worried about Bonnie.
Yeah.
They're like, this is pretty wild, scary stuff here.
But she's willing to do it.
Is she coming back to her parents?
They don't think I can do it.
They're just scared.
It's not that they don't think you can do it, they don't think you should do
Yeah,
it.
you're thinking.
Oh, of course, he's that one. It's like a horror movie. Oh, that's how his leg was fixed. It wasn't him. I did have that thought. I was like, that's not him. What if it's son? He's a shapeshifter. Oh, bless him.
I know they've become close lately, but he would have also known him his whole life.
Yeah.
And I also think he was the only person who, like you said, understood his sister as well. Like, they had that in common.
She lost her brother. Not enough. Listen, David, I know that you and we've been through some bad spots lately. I want you to know that, I know stuff.
So I love that scene with those two.
Well, they've just seen somebody else lose a brother. So.
And the fact that he said, she lost her brother, I'm not enough. It's just that kind of understanding of, I get it, because if I lost my brother,
Yes.
there's nothing I think that can bring me back from that.
They're talking about
Yeah.
the permanence and the anchor of a family member at core is stronger than anything, and that's kind of that parallel that they're seeing there. So.
And again, the fact that after all that's been going on with them, for them both to be like, just a reminder of
Yeah,
none
we
of that,
bicker, but
none of it
doesn't
actually
matter.
matters. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's I've seen that for the first time. I know you've seen it a few times, but that's the same feeling that I got from that scene as well. So it's really interesting when you get those vibes from like certain things that are unspoken. But you're like,
Again, I love the fact that it doesn't need to be a big emotional scene of, I love you, brother, I love you so much, and a big hug and all of that. It's just that, because it is more realistic when you're like, you know, and I know, and we know.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
You know.
Oh,
We can find another cover story.
This is the best one.
What if one day when this is all over, you want to come home again?
it's true. You could own it and move away for a bit.
I won't.
Oh,
But then there is always the argument, home is people, not necessarily a place.
feeling more so that Jeremy's not coming back.
very heavy episode.
Yeah. Some great acting in there, though, and writing
Yeah.
as well, and the directing and editing and everything's it all adds to that. So that was a really powerful episode. Really sad, though. I mean, again, it's a good thing about this series, but when you lose certain characters that you're really attached to, that is realistic, because it's not realistic that all of your favourites are going to make it all the way through. So we haven't lost a main character since Alaric kind of thing, and that was just not too long ago.
End of season 3,
so mate, it's like a cull every season. You got to be like, oh, who's going to go?
And the fact that they do it just randomly mid-season.
Yes, it doesn't follow the normal.
Although it does feel, that whole episode felt like a finale of sorts.
Yeah.
You know, like how we say in this show, they have a storyline that kind of rounds off, but there's still been one that's been ongoing that you're still continuing. And
Wow.
yeah, I like the fact that they gave us a full episode about denial, grief. It wasn't just, oh my god, Jeremy died. They really gave us that, the emotional impact of that. It doesn't just happen, you cry and then you move on. You know, the whole episode was emotional.
Yeah.
And how it impacted each person. Because even though there was, yes, the focus on Elena, both Stefan and Damon have had this kind of younger brother relationship with Jeremy through it.
Yeah.
Matt's relationship with Jeremy for his whole life, you know. Bonnie's relationship with Jeremy.
Yeah. Yeah. The guys did so well, I think. Well, obviously Damon and Stefan didn't really get too upset, even though, you know, they're feeling it. And then poor Matt did so well to try and wait till he was alone, which was so sad. I am concerned about Bonnie, because obviously, in a way, she's in a stage of that delusion of grief. She's not of denial. She's not accepting it either.
Yeah.
So that's going to be another thing, which we got a little glimmer of it in the forest, where she nearly lost her shit with the fire, of thinking that Jeremy's gone. So what's going to happen when she finally accepts that, if that is indeed the case?
She's still in the place of, I can fix it, and I have to focus on just the fixing part.
Yes, yeah, which is going to... I hope she talks to her mum about it. Like, I hope she... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, or just other people who might be able to help. I don't know. But obviously that dude with her... I wonder why his fucking leg was fixed. That was Silas, not... Yeah. Which is interesting. Obviously, the other guy said... The hunter said, obviously... We don't know what he looks like. We knew that. But now I'm curious, as in, yes, he was the first immortal, but as you said, we don't quite know what that is, if it's vampire or what. But does he have this power of shapeshifting?
But we know that he was a witch, and they created the immortality spell. So.
But they said that once you're immortal, you lose your witchiness. So how is he then? What type of immortal is he that he can shapeshift? Or I don't know if either he's shapeshifted and cloned the professor, or that's not what the professor looked like, and actually the professor was a minion of like, either way round. I'm trying to figure out which way around.
So when you say minion of, I hear minion of Zerg.
Right. But a little worker bee of I don't know, but yeah, it's interesting that he's a shapeshifter. Excuse me.
Yeah, again, I feel like we stopped during to discuss, because that would have been too much to discuss at the end.
Yeah.
But I think a fitting send-off for someone who's been there from day one.
For Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I mean. When he was moving away, and I was like, what? And then he came back, and I was like, yay! Yeah, no. I also thought that was kind of cool, because there's, I think, throughout, apologies, I don't know the specifics, but throughout history, I think it was like Vikings and some Nordics and whatnot, being set on fire, on a pyre and whatnot as your send-off is quite a ceremonial, honourable sort of passing. And since he he then became obviously that man of the house, and then he became the hunter and whatnot. So yeah, it's kind of, I was like, oh, I wonder if that's some
Well, she
sort
said,
of
didn't she,
symbolism.
that we do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
But is that also because the idea of a funeral as well? It's
Yeah, she may not want that.
And she said there's no room in the plots, and
It was so sad. Yeah.
With me, it was also when obviously she'd been in denial, and then whilst they were debating it, it's when April wants to talk to Jeremy, and that's when she kind of has to say it out loud.
Yeah, but I think it's almost like she was forced to acknowledge it, because it was, we can't kill 12 people and bring out all these people, we can't bring them back, that's terrible. So it was almost like she had to accept it. And what's really fascinating is, which absolutely does happen, all of a sudden she was like, oh my God, I can smell him.
Yeah.
Because she was then finally letting it in.
And she was looking at him and be like, he's clearly dead.
Yeah, like, how was I not seeing this before? Yeah. Yeah, that's terrifying. And, but she can't blame herself. She was coping.
Yeah. And like we say about Bonnie, and the fact that she's willing to kill 12 people.
Yes, but I'd like to think that that's not her in her right mind.
No, so I mean, when you're, like you say, she's grieving and she's
been manipulated.
Yeah,
she is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally.
It's what's interesting with Bonnie is it's like she's at her most powerful magic wise, but she's actually at her weakest.
She's most
mind wise right now
because she's looking for guidance. Yeah. Whereas it's interesting, like you say that, because before it was almost like she had a circle around her with the other witches on the other side, and what that she could tap into for guidance, that knowledge, that age-old wisdom, and of like, oh no, we don't do this, they do. She hasn't got anyone doing that now. She's literally just got someone being like, let me build you up as this fucking bomb because I'm want you to self-serve my purposes. She doesn't have anyone to give her any perspective. And as I thought it was a really interesting parallel you said either the beginning of this episode or last episode to a drug addict, where she's not seeing it. She's past that being able to even have that advice or heed warnings for anyone else. But so she really is a bit of a ticking time bomb, really, a bit of a live wire.
Like I said, she hasn't got the witches. Elena's not in a place to talk her down.
She hasn't got Jeremy. Jeremy was really good at talking her down.
I think Matt is clearly trying, but then she's pushing the manipulation at Matt as well, being like, we could bring Vicky back. Like, and he...
Yeah. It's a little bit like she's drunk the Kool-Aid.
And she's not... culty. And Caroline isn't going to be able to get through to her because of the way Caroline would get through to someone. Caroline's way
beautiful wrecking ball
isn't going to work with Bonnie.
Yeah. So it's... I don't know where it's going to go,
And that this has been a slow... Like with a cult, it's been a slow process.
Yeah.
If it had been some random person just walked up to her and gone, we're going to kill these people and bring them back to life, of course she'd
indoctrination happens a piece at a time, as do abusive relationships, and that is that slowly. Really good stuff from a series. It's horrible, but it's fantastic writing and everything, and really good.
Because of course going forward now we've got Elena with her humanity off, and no house.
Nothing tying her down, like two Mystic Falls, really.
Bonnie wanting to go through with this sacrifice and bringing everybody back, and not knowing that Silas is there.
Yeah.
And Silas is there.
Yeah. And Rebecca's still on the island, found the old lame duck professor. Who's she on the island left with?
Just her.
Why has she chosen to stay there?
She was dealing with the hunter.
Right.
Because remember, they can't kill him because of the curse, but if they left him tied up and then he died of starvation, they didn't kill him, no curse. And I also think she might have wanted to look for Catherine herself before she left.
Right, but why did they need to kill him? Is it because he was still on a mission to kill Silas? So why not just let him do his mission? Why did they need to stop that hunter?
Because he went after them.
So
and he was still after them.
Right. Oh, of course, because he'll try and kill vampires in his wake. Okay.
Damon was trying to find Bonnie and he went after Damon and Rebecca.
So it was more of to keep him away from them.
He's a problem.
That's fair enough.
Because they were looking, or Damon was looking for Bonnie.
Yeah. And so potentially Catherine's still on that island. I think
Doubtful.
Catherine, yeah, but that's what I mean. Why?
Yeah.
Why was she staying? Why was she?
But
staying?
then she's Catherine. She might be like, they'd expect me to leave, so I'll
You never
stay.
You never know. She's smart.
Yeah, I do like the scene when Bonnie appears from the forest and Damon says, I could hug
hug
you.
yeah.
And then he actually does.
It was very
you know?
genuine from both of them to be like, what the fuck are you
But
doing?
do you know what? Like I said before, I do feel like Damon does love Bonnie, but he would
Yeah.
never admit that. And I don't know that Bonnie loves Damon, but I think she's come to respect him a lot, at least.
And I think she...
And trust him.
Yeah, kind of knows him a little bit and trusts him in that respect.
And I also feel like in that moment, it was a mutual... Well, he was with her anyway, but someone I know and trust.
Yeah.
Like someone...
Yeah.
I'm not on my own, I've got...
And they won't harm me.
Yeah.
And
Like with Damon and Rebecca, that was a bit of a, okay, someone I know and can trust to an extent. I can trust
we're
this
not
person.
besties, but I am going to pull these spikes out of your back and help you. Yeah. No, it's interesting to see. So, like, what happens from here of Catherine, this cure, Klaus, all this stuff. Really, really intrigued. But I'm okay leaving it there now for a gap until we have next filming. But the last one, I could not leave it on
that one felt more like a final, wrapping something up.
I needed, I could not have left it on the last one. But that is really sad. Poor Jeremy. And oh my god, what's she gonna do? Elena switched off humanity. She's gonna kick Catherine's ass because Catherine is the reason Jeremy is dead.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's gonna be the fight of the doppelgangers, the doppelganger vampires. She's gonna be so mad at Catherine.
Can I also say I love that Damon referred to Catherine as his vixen nemesis.
Yeah.
And actually something else that during it I thought, okay, obviously Catherine has done this to Jeremy and she's stolen the cure. But when there is a noise in the bushes before Rebecca appears, Damon says, unless you're a Bennett witch, a blonde, a Bennett witch, or a doppelganger.
Yeah.
So he was okay with that being Catherine.
Yeah. Because he just needed to know whether or not it was a threat to him, his life. Yeah. I don't think Catherine's a threat to their life. I think she's just.
But it's just interesting that
taking the cure and leaving.
Even with what's going on, he still has a level of some trust in her that she's not just going to kill him.
They'd got to that level, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Although, it would have been interesting if it had been her, because I don't think he would have let killing Jeremy go.
Well, that's what I mean. It's going to be really interesting when and if any of them get to face Catherine, because what she has done, and also this is the thing we'd said before, when she came and she gave the cure for Damon from the werewolf bite and the blood one, and it was like they were cool, so she could ever come back if she ever wanted to. There's not going to be any going back from this.
Yeah.
From killing Jeremy, so the finality that he is. Oh, sorry, the cat just jumped from. The finality of she killed Jeremy, and she has ruined any ties that she had with any of them in Mystic Falls there. So that's going to be really interesting there to see what happens. I don't know.
And I know we stopped to talk about it during with the conversation between Damon and Stefan, but the way that grief does bring people together,
it gives you perspective of what's important. Yeah, definitely. Man, I'm Did Catherine, she must have known that by throwing Jeremy there, that was going to kill him.
Yeah, he'd just be bled dry.
So she literally just didn't give a shit. Even though she knew who Jeremy was to Elena, and, by extension, to Damon and Stefan. She didn't care because he was the only one there.
Yeah.
The only possibility for her to get that cure. Wow. That's cold.
Catherine's always Team Catherine.
She is, but she's not always. Like, sometimes, when it's self-serving as well, but sometimes she comes through for other people when there's something in it for her as well. I get it. But, yeah, this level of savagery is really... Yeah, I'm surprised that she couldn't have... And I don't know if it would have been possible. I'm surprised she didn't pick up the Hunter dude and sacrifice his blood. But I don't know if that... because if she'd have walked past him to get in there, I can grab the Hunter dude and be like, sorry. But for it to be Jeremy, and she knows who he is and his connections to all of them, and she still threw him at that... Or Silas.
I just thought of something. Oh yeah. So going forwards, be interesting to see Nina Dobrev playing Elena,
With her
but
humanity
no humanity,
off.
Elena,
Yep.
and to see how that correlates to Catherine.
Yeah.
Because we know that Catherine has her humanity on, is a lot more ruthless.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The fight, the doppelgangers, what's that going to be like? I don't know.
Yet more for Nina Dobrev to do.
Yeah. Amazing, though. A great project
Yeah.
for an actor. This would be really fun.
Well, think about it. This is Elena. She's a deep, caring person. You're Elena, but now you don't care.
Yeah. And it's not like switching off their humanity makes them become a robot. You know, so... Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll sleep well now. That was draining.
Yeah. I won't. Sad.
Okay.
Giveth and take it away.
So that was our reaction to the Vampire Diaries Season 4 Episode 15. Stand By Me. Thanks for watching and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.